really interesting after the Ravens blew out the Dolphins last night. Tune in for a football doubleheader Sundays. The Lions host the Vikings, followed by the Jags and Raiders. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on select ESPN radio stations. We are Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're just tuning in, it is Halloween. Happy Halloween to you. Michelle Smallman is dressed as Dennis Rodman, marrying himself during the 90s Last Dance Bulls era.
Bad as I want to be.
I don't know that you have to explain the costumes.
For radio, I do.
I mean, we've already put it out there, though, haven't we?
Yeah, but I'm going to assume that hopefully more people are listening right now than they did
Gotcha.
a minute
Okay.
ago.
All right. Okay.
Question for you, CC. Are you feeling goated today? Like, are your takes coming out smoother? Or are you just feeling like you're going to have the best take of the day because you're dressed as Michael Jordan?
No, I have imposter syndrome right now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because I know that whatever greatness that I could achieve could not rival what Michael Jordan is bringing to the party.
Well, why don't you go full Space Jam and Monstars that energy?
I would
and put
love
it
to
into
be
you.
able to do that, Smalls. I don't have the secret stuff, though. I don't have it.
And I'm Phil Jackson. So we have Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and Phil Jackson today. And
Can I say this? I like you with the mustache. Mustache Evan Cohen, I'm a fan of.
I like that too.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
I don't for one huge reason outside of
Why?
being itchy. So I'd like to have something to drink during the show, and I have a coffee next to me, and I can't get the coffee to my mouth. So I have a straw for my coffee, and I'm showing it on television right now. The picture, if you've ever watched TMZ with Harvey Levin, he has the mug with the straw that I've never understood for the life of me until this moment. Now I have it. It's very weird, this mustache. Very weird. Anyway, Steelers could actually do this. They could actually blow this division. I cannot believe all of the speculation around ESPN bet numbers. Oh, they're not the favorite. What? They're not the favorites. The Ravens stink. What are we talking about? They're not the favorites to win the division. And now this weekend, they're going up and they're hosting a 7-1 Colts team that people like Canty and Orlovsky and all these people that know this stuff inside and out are saying, no, this offense is as legit as, and then they insert historical offense after that. You're like, what? With Daniel Jones, what's happening here? So now we look at this. If the Steelers lose, they're 4-4 and the Ravens are a game back. Is this a can't-lose game for the Steelers?
I mean, right now, the division race is tightening up, right? There are multiple teams that are one game back in the win column. So if you're Pittsburgh, you got to find a way to build some positive momentum. And it starts with being able to beat what a lot of people think is a top 2 team in the AFC, in the Indianapolis Colts. And this is a team that beat you last year in week 4. So if you're Pittsburgh, you got to stop the bleeding. You got to figure it out. Defensively, this is an opportunity for you to make a statement about who you're going to be in the second half because you were absolutely atrocious the last couple of weeks against the Packers and the Bengals. Mm-hmm. The Pittsburgh Steelers need a complete performance. If you don't get it now, I think it's fair to question that we'll never see it the rest of the season.
But are they going to be able to do that versus this Colts offense? Especially Jonathan Taylor. He's been unbelievable. He is running all over everyone. He's leading the NFL in almost every statistical category. And yards rushing, touchdown runs. He's leading the NFL in total touchdowns with 14. He's been unstoppable. And I don't know if I trust the Steelers defense to put the clamps on the Colts in this offense. And we keep talking about the Ravens lurking. You mentioned there's 2 teams that are a game back. The Bengals are there too. And Joe Flacco in this offense, they're putting up numbers. Let's not forget that if they just tread water until Joe Burrow returns in December, they could be a team that's lurking too. So Pittsburgh, tough task against this Indianapolis Colts team, but they got to lock it up because you have 2 teams behind you in the division that could make a surge.
Very fair. And same concept applies, right? Steelers lose, they go to 4-4. Whoever, choose your own adventure. You want to believe in the Ravens like I am right now? Okay, they're a game back. You want to bring up the Bengals like Smalls is? Game back. Like the Steelers, this would be inexcusable to lose a game, to lose this division when all 3 other teams have had revolving doors at the quarterback position. The Baltimore Ravens have already started 3 quarterbacks this year. The Cincinnati Bengals have already started 3 quarterbacks this year. The Cleveland Browns have already started 2 quarterbacks this year, and likely at some point here will start a 3rd. You have Aaron Rodgers. You have Mike Tomlin. You have 2 first-ballot Hall of Famers. And yet, the question is asked now heading into this game this weekend, do the Steelers even have the quarterback you trust the most in this big matchup?
They don't, no.
No.
Absolutely not.
And that's not to say that Rodgers has been bad in Pittsburgh, but Daniel Jones is just playing on another level.
Yeah, Rodgers hasn't been bad, but Rodgers also hasn't been good. And I think it's fair to ask the question of whether or not the Pittsburgh Steelers made the right call in going with Aaron Rodgers versus one of those other quarterbacks that might have been gettable from the Minnesota Vikings this past offseason. Would they have been in a better position if they went after Daniel Jones? Would they have been in a better position if they went after Sam Darnold? I mean, the numbers say they would have been based on those guys' individual productivity. Aaron Rodgers is only good when he's throwing the ball to DK Metcalf. It's the only guy that he trusts to throw the ball down the field to. Everything else is a check down to everyone else. There are only two quarterbacks that average fewer air yards per pass attempt than Aaron Rodgers. Those two quarterbacks, Dylan Gabriel and Kyler Murray. Ooh. That's it.
Ooh.
There is literally a limit or a ceiling on what the Steelers' offense can be because of the quarterback's unwillingness to throw the ball downfield to anyone other than number 4. So Aaron Rodgers has not been good this year. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the biggest issue in Pittsburgh.
What is?
Well, the defense. Mm-hmm. It's the most expensive defense in the National Football League. I think they're the second oldest defense in the National Football League, and they can't stop anybody. You're paying all of this money for big-name guys. You just gave T.J. Watt a massive contract extension this offseason, and it's equated to absolutely nothing.
0 sacks the last 2 games.
They can't stop anybody. So that's the biggest problem, but you're hoping that your quarterback can mask a lot of the things that your team struggles with, and Aaron Rodgers has been unable to do that. Now, again, I'm not saying definitively that one of those other quarterbacks would have been able to do that, but I think it's fair to ask the question based on what we've seen from all involved to this point in the season.
If you're telling me the biggest issue, you just said Aaron Rodgers, it's not that he's been bad, but he hasn't been good.
No.
But that's not the biggest issue with the team. The biggest issue with the team is the defense, and yet you're telling me how great the Colts offense has been all year through 8 games. This is happening. Like, let's just be real about this. One way or another, the Pittsburgh Steelers are about to put themselves in a position where they're going to have to play 17 full games of meaningful football. When at one point earlier this season, we said, boy, they may run away with this, where Rodgers may get some extra rest down the stretch. What a disgrace if this happens this way.
3 weeks ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers were 4-1 and 2.5 games up on the next closest team in the division.
With all backup quarterbacks everywhere else. In the division, excuse me.
Insane.
I hate this because I love Mike Tomlin.
Why do you hate this?
Because I love Mike Tomlin. And the critique of, hey, you blow it every year now, you don't win playoff games. How do I fight that off?
But, Evan, we said it. We said it when it was happening in real time. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, thanks,
I mean,
Mike.
you called the play, though. We basically said the Pittsburgh Steelers have no excuse.
None.
As to why they can't win the AFC North. No excuse. With the misfortune of everybody in the division, coupled with the fact that you've had luck in terms of health and injuries, there is no reason why you shouldn't run away and hide with this division. And yet now they're going to be in a dogfight with 2 other teams. At least.
And I don't know how that doesn't reflect on the coach.
Or the quarterback.
But as much as we love Mike Tomlin, if we're sitting here weeks ago saying there is no excuse, look at the quarterbacks and the injuries that have happened in this division. You get out to this healthy lead if you're Pittsburgh. If they let this slip through their fingers, I don't even think the 3 of us who are as big of Mike Tomlin defenders as anybody could defend that.
You're right, Worm. You're absolutely right. What?
Worm.
That's your nickname, is it not?
That's right.
The Worm over there. Coming up, big college football weekend. And one school actually may have improved their chances by doing absolutely nothing at getting the hottest coach out there. We'll explain next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
Saslow here. Join me and Amber Wilson tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. College football campus tour is coming at you live from Jacksonville's Tailgate Bar and Grill. We're bringing the tailgate to you. It's Florida, Georgia. Join us tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Presented by Monster, Serpro, and Robin Hood.
Florida, Georgia. Tomorrow, as you heard Zaz say there, Florida, Georgia. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. The superior game meets superior taste. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer your team on. Enjoy responsibly. You know what's wild about this game? Florida has obviously already made the decision to move on from their head coach, Billy Napier. But rightfully so, there was a lot of conversation before this season about Carson Beck going from Georgia to Miami. Okay? And if you look at what Georgia's done this year, they are 6-1. Miami's 6-1 also. Miami's very good. But Georgia and Gunnar Stockton has been as good or better than Carson Beck. And if we're just going to look at it this way, because I think we have to start to, value-wise, my guess is they're paying him a lot less than they would have had to pay Carson Beck to stay, right? So it's more bang for the buck. How good do you think Georgia is? They obviously have to win tomorrow, a 3:30 p.m. Eastern game on ABC. They have to beat Florida with the way Florida has played this year. But how good do you think they are? Do you think they're national championship level good?
Well, listen, man, Gunnar Stockton showed me something when he was on the road in Knoxville and found a way to put his team on the right side of that game when Tennessee was giving them all they wanted. He showed that early on in the season. He's got the confidence to make plays in the critical moments, and that permeates throughout their team. So I'm a fan of his. I don't think he's a guy that you're relying on to win the day for you week over week, but he's a guy that if the game comes down to the last drive, the last play, you feel confident that he's going to go out there and execute. But Georgia is going to win or lose with their defense, and under Kirby Smart, they've been lights out in that department. Now, we saw Ole Miss give them a game and hang some points on them. So that's a little bit uncharacteristic for that team, that program. But I think Georgia has what it takes to be able to win a national championship this year. They're that good.
I'm with you on the defense because that has been the calling card for Kirby Smart all the time. We always talk about Georgia defensive players, just plug them into the NFL.
No doubt.
It's a pathway right to the NFL. But this Georgia defense, to your point, CC, has been more vulnerable than Kirby Smart defenses have passed. They ranked last in the SEC with 8 sacks. That's the first time that they've sat at the bottom of the league in any defensive category since Kirby Smart has been the head coach at Georgia. They're also 14th in third down defense and 12th in pass defense. So they're going up against a Florida team that's going to be without 2 of their top receivers. So maybe this defense can have a robust performance against them. But if we're talking national championship, you need the defense to be better.
Yeah, and Florida, the other side of it, in this game, Florida, Georgia, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Florida's not where they want to be, obviously. Fred Taylor, former NFL running back, former Gator running back, joined us yesterday on Unsportsmanlike in the 9 a.m. Eastern hour. Go back on the podcast and listen. That's Phil Jackson telling you to do that, so do it. He had this to say about his former school.
We shouldn't hire the fancy, low-hanging fruit, the sexy hire. We should actually go and do some real research and bring a coach in, someone who's not going to be there for 2 or 3 years. That's sort of been the hot trend, around the college sports these days. There's no real loyalty in college sports, whether it's the players, the coaches. It's just tough across the board when you throw in NIL, buyouts, etc. So I don't care who the coach is. I just want the program to come back. I want them to develop young men into great people at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't think we're an elite program. We're no longer elite.
So I believe that Florida can
That's a
be
strong
that.
statement.
I believe they
Strong
can be that.
statement.
But I have had not a leg to stand on over the last couple of weeks, months, even years with Florida. And especially when you have another job like LSU available. But maybe I do have a leg to stand on now, because let's do it around the thought process that Lane Kiffin, who may not leave Ole Miss, but he's the hottest candidate, okay? Where would he, if he is going to leave, where would he want to go? And everybody's saying, well, LSU is the job.